there, fellow campers, and welcome to Camping 101 with Gallivanting SA. Today we're talking potjie pots, also known as the Dutch oven, a cast iron pot, or just a black pot. Today I'm going to introduce you to the different types of potjies and to what I use and what works for me. It works for me and my current style of camping and the number of people I'm cooking for. It's not necessarily the system that will work for you. You need to have a think about what you need and what will work best for you in the range of potjie pots that are available. I've had these guys about 30 years. They are hard wearing and have served me very, very well over the time. This is the pot that I'm currently using mostly for Alan and I. It is the perfect size for a meal for 2 people. I don't pack it with fillers such as potatoes and rice. I just put in meat, veg, my spices, my liquids, and it's a perfect meal just for 2. My larger pot I used to use a lot more when we were doing the 4x4 traveling, and we were using a fire basically every night to cook everything. It wasn't necessarily a potjie. I was using this as an oven as well, but we generally were cooking over a fire every night. You will notice that they both have a flat bottom. You may be more familiar with the more rounded one with the 3 little legs. I use these because I find them just more versatile. I can use them over a fire, on gas, on an electric, or on my wood-burning stove.
You can get a gas adapter which allows you to put your 3-legged potjie over a gas bottle, and you can always suspend it over your fire as well.
How you use these guys on a fire is with this trivet stand. This goes over the fire, your coals go here, your pot goes on top, you put some coals on the top if you need them, and that works perfectly over a fire. You can also put it directly onto a braai grid, and obviously being flat, you can put it directly onto a gas stove, an electric stove, or a wood-burning stove. The little guy fits perfectly on as well, so it's not like you need any different sizes of these. These are readily available everywhere. Every camping shop sells them. Talking about the larger potjie pot, it obviously has more volume, but its secret weapon is inside. I have a cake rack, just a round cake rack. This round cake rack gives me some space at the bottom here and allows me to use this potjie as an oven. I have this muffin tin, which is also about 30 years old. I do scones, muffins, egg rolls, tons of stuff in here. I also have 3 of those little mini loaf tins, and I make just 3 mini loaves of bread on a fire every night. Fresh bread every night, no leftovers, no waste. What other utensils do I use? A large wooden spoon. I like a large wooden spoon. You can really get in there and turn around with all the onions that are caramelizing, get everything soaked together very, very nicely. But to serve, I use a deliberately broken soup ladle. This allows you to get in there, pick up meat, veggies, and lots of gravy and put it onto the plate. The reason that I broke this was just that it is sturdier and easier to grip and lift. If you have a very long handle, this can get a little bit wobbly at the end, especially if you've got a lot of heavy meat. So I have just found that this works better for me. It was deliberately broken just to be more usable. The last thing I have in my arsenal of goodies for my potjie is just a round wooden board. Very simple, very light. It was made for me by somebody, so it has sentimental value, but that's about it. But what it is good for is protecting my table and my tabletop. When a potjie comes off the fire or the gas, it is exceptionally, exceptionally hot, and it will burn any surface that it's placed on. So just have a wooden board to place your potjie on when it comes off the heat. I do tend to use the word potjie for potjie pot a lot, but you can do a lot more than just make a stew in them. This shape is definitely more versatile and becomes a really great oven. This shape is more difficult. You can't put a round rack in it, but more importantly, you cannot make bread in this shape because you can't get bread out the narrower opening. And that is why this straight-sided potjie is definitely more versatile. It allows you to make bread. And at some stage, you're going to make bread. Everybody makes bread once they get their potjie pot, whether it's beer bread or yeast bread or my clever little mini loaf bread recipe. you are going to make bread at some stage. If you're far out in the Hamadulas and you don't have access to fresh bread, making your own bread on a fire is just a fabulous thing to do. So you will make bread at some stage, and this shape allows you to do that. But you can do more than just bread. I have done pizzas, omelets. I've cooked my bacon and egg breakfast in here. It's just so versatile. You can do so much. This shape, and certainly the size, is obviously less useful for things other than a potjie. This size and shape does just about everything. Your potjie pots will serve you for as long as you camp. As I said, these guys are about 30 years old. All you need to do is give them a nice clean, warm soapy water, a soft cloth, not a hard scourer. If you need, put a little bit of warm water in them to loosen off any really hard dirt. Give them a nice clean, make sure they are absolutely clean, and then dry them thoroughly, thoroughly, thoroughly. This may mean using a paper towel to really pick up any extra moisture, but being made of iron, they will rust. So you really want to get them dry, dry, dry. You then just drop in a little bit of oil and give them a good coating of oil. That's a very light coating. You don't have oil swishing around or anything. It's a very light coating of oil all around on the inside and on the outside. That will keep your potjie nice and well lubricated until the next time you use it. Now, if your potjie has been sitting in the cupboard for a little while and you haven't used it, when you open it up, there may be a bit of a rancid smell. That is just because the oil has gone a little bit off. It's not a problem, but don't use it like that because that smell will transfer to your next meal. So you just want to give it another quick clean. Warm soapy water, nice soft cloth, give it a rinse, smell. As long as that smell is gone, you're good to go. If the smell is hanging around, give it another wipe, but get it nice and clean, get rid of that smell, nice and fresh, and you're all ready to go. You don't need to re-oil it at this stage. Whatever oil or fats you're going to put in for your cooking is absolutely fine. You only need to re-oil it when you are going to store it for any length of time. Well, folks, from a very breezy bushveld, that's it for this one. I hope you found it useful. I wish you many, many happy hours around a campfire with your potjie pot, making whatever it is that you wish to make. Just Google Dutch oven and you will find so many recipes. I made glühwein in mine once. Folks, thank you for your time. Leave a note in the comments of what works for you, what potjie setup works for you, what your favorite potjie recipe is, or what you like to do in your potjie other than a potjie. Let me know. Thanks for your time, folks. Be well, be happy, be safe, and I hope I catch you in a campsite sometime.